back to my channel. I hope you all are doing really well. So today's video is a tutorial on this look which I am wearing. The wedding season is coming around, so I thought of creating a very glam cocktail party kind of a look. You could also actually wear it for a sangeet or any other function because people are really into smoky eyes and glitter these days. So I really wanted to go for a full-on glam eye makeup. So that's what I have created today using a ton of NYX Cosmetics products except for like 2 or 3. But before we head into the tutorial, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notifications on so that you know when I upload a new video and I also appear on your feed. So yeah, make sure you do that. And now, without wasting much time, let's get into the tutorial. I'm starting off with priming my eyelids using this NYX eyeshadow primer, and this really helps your eye makeup last all night long. And then I'm using the Dreamcatcher palette from NYX and using that lighter shade to set the primer in place. Then I'm picking up that taupey brown kind of a shade and adding that in my crease just to add some color, and you have to go a couple of times in the eyeshadow just to build up the color. Then taking up that darker shade, I'm adding that again in my crease just to add more depth and more definition to the look, and again you have to dip in your brush a couple of times to build up the color. Moving on, I'm just taking this basic kajal pencil from NYX and just applying that all over my lid very roughly. You don't have to be very neat with it. This is going to act as the base for the next color that I'm going to apply. So I'm just going to add some strokes of it on my eyelid and then smudge it with an eyeshadow brush. Then I'm taking this like greyish black kind of a shade from the palette and patting that on my eyelids wherever I have applied the kajal pencil, and taking a fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to blend out the edges so that it's nice and soft and faded. And now it's time for all that bling. So for that I'm going to use their glitter glue, applying that on the area where I want to apply the glitter. And now I'm using the stunning glitter from NYX. I do not remember the name as of now, but I will list it in the description box down below. So I'm just using a eyeshadow brush and tapping that on my lid very lightly, taking little by little. And oh my god, look how sparkling and gorgeous that glitter is. Oh, I love it so much, and I'm going to let that dry a little before I open my eyes completely, just so that it doesn't transfer a lot all over my eyelids. So once that is done, I'm just taking a little more of that darker shade on a tiny pencil brush and just applying it. Now for lashes, I'm using these gorgeous lashes from NYX. They are the most super comfortable lashes that I've ever tried. They have the thinnest lash band, but at the same time they're super natural, so I have to use a lot of coats of mascara just so that it looks a little more extra and intense. Once I've wiped up all that glitter fallout, it's time to move on to the face makeup. And first I'm using the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. It's kind of a nice, very soothing, very moisturizing base you use before your makeup. I really loved the way my skin felt after using this. It was really nice. Forgot my NYX corrector palette at my home, so I'm using any other orange corrector that I had with me to correct my dark circles. And now for primer, I'm using the NYX Pore Filler Primer. It's a very nice silicone primer, especially if you have texture, because currently my skin is acting very weird and has a lot of texture, so that really helps for that. For foundation, I actually picked up 2 shades of the NYX Total Control Top Foundation in 14 and 12, but the shade 12 matched me perfectly and 14 would be too dark for me. So I'm just adding a couple of drops of it and blending with the NYX foundation brush. I love this brush and I also love this foundation. I have a full review on it on my channel. And then I'm just going to conceal all of that using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, because again I forgot my concealer, NYX concealer, at my other home. Now to set my face, I'm going to use the NYX No Filter powder, and I am literally obsessed with this powder. Immediately after using this, I was like, wow, my skin looks flawless, and I have been using this powder constantly since then. I just love it so much. Now to contour, I'm using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I'm using the darker shade first, tiny bit of it on the high points where I want to contour, and then building up the shadow using the other shade in the palette. And this really gives you that very chiseled look, and I love this palette. It has some great contour shades. Moving on, I'm using this NYX Sweet Cheeks palette. I love this blush palette. It's super amazing. I'm using that particular shade because it looks like a bronzer on me, and it has a hint of shimmer, so it looks nice and glowy. So yeah, that's what I'm using as my bronzer. And then I'm using those two pink shades from the palette and mixing them and using them as my blush. These blushes, you guys, are really nice. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to bake my face using those two powders from the contour palette. Again, I have used this palette a lot of times and absolutely love it. Moving on to completing my eyes, I'm using the same kajal pencil and roughly lining my lower line, and then I'm going to smudge it. And I'm also going to add the same grayish blackish color from the Dreamcatcher palette on the lower lash line, so it's nice and smoked out. I'm using the NYX gel liner and very lightly lining my eyelid just to cover the lash band, and also using this on my waterline. I'm using the NYX Strobe of Genius palette, and I love this palette. So I'm just using a mix of the highlighter shades and applying that in my inner corner just to give a pop. And I'm also going to use those shades to completely add a lot of glow to my face and just like highlight. So I just switched on to my Real Techniques setting powder brush just because it applies the highlight in a much better way. Moving on, for the lips, I used the Soft Spoken shade from their Suede liquid lipstick, I think that is, and I absolutely love this color. It's a very beautiful nude. And to top it, I used the Angel Food Cake lip gloss from NYX, and I just love the combination. And yeah, that completes the entire look. So yes, I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know in the comment section which other wedding makeup look should I create, like a Sangeet, Mehndi, wedding. You know, just let me know what kind of colors you want me to use. I would love to do that. So yes, I shall see you soon in my next video.